Yeah, I think we're live. There we go. Hey, welcome to London Football TV Live. Man, semifinals prediction week, boys. Week 1 quarters follow-up and recap and such. And super excited to be back. I mean, some exciting games last week, fellas. You know, it's we're good. So joining me today, Deschurves is at a very important meeting right now, a.k.a. it's his wife's birthday or something. So we're not going to fight him for that. And maybe next year we'll get it passed. But it's Captain Joe Everett, the coach Ron, and myself, Adam. And boys, let's just jump right into it. An exciting quarterfinals. That's some bowl games to talk about. And let's talk about this Strathroy-Westminster game right now. Obviously, Strathroy across the board, but only at 62% on the poll. So I'm thinking Westminster's got a bit of a fan following. You know,
stuff in the ballot box.
You're right. Yeah. Either we got a lot of burner accounts, or it's interesting to see some of because I could see the exact numbers of people who voted yes and no, or even that just viewed it. And sometimes the county or the tier 2 games are, you know, same views, but not a lot of guys vote on it. But yeah, I mean, they're still finding that 38%. So hats off to the Westminster fan base of Southwestern Ontario that's giving them a shot. But I don't think this was a real surprise, guys. We talked about this one. Strathroy having a pretty decent game against Montcalm in the regular season. So putting up an impressive 21 points on this one. So let's jump into East Elgin IDCI. Captain Joe with the lone wolf pick on this one last week. But hey, I mean, if we all pick the same thing, it'd be boring, right? Yeah. So and I think IDCI, again, just showing, you know, they know what's up. And East Elgin, I'm assuming, picking up a Rouge at some point in the game. So
love a Rouge.
Yeah, I mean.
Ask Western about a Rouge.
Let's talk about that at the end recap.
Hey, right? I was the one who brought it up last week with their loss, so I wasn't the one this week.
That is fair. And just in case, I meant to preface this too, fresh headset on Ron this week, the newest one we own, because I know last week we had a little bit of mic issue. So if y'all are watching right now, I know there's at least 20 of you concurrently watching right now. If you can hear Ron, give us a hello, hello.
There you go.
There we go. Just make sure if you can't hear anybody, let us know in the chat. So back to business here, fellas. East Elgin pulling a single out. IDCI moving on. Obviously, I think we're all in agreement there. The Saunders train keeps on rolling. Heading to, you know, obviously game at Saunders, big win. I think this was more than 35, but, you know, I heard Beal put up a decent fight, but I think that Saunders team's pretty strong. Any surprises here, guys?
No, not really any surprises, but one of the things, though, it's great to see Beal, you know, putting it back in the playoffs. Montcalm's really done a great job this year. We're going to talk about them in a minute. You know, Westminster's back. You know, these are programs that had struggled for years. It's great to see them building a foundation, and same with Westminster. I think next year is really going to be great for a lot of these teams. The Spartans are another one, you know, MTS.
Yeah. Well,
and when it comes down to it, that's more opportunities for kids to play football.
Yeah.
That if there's no program at the school and you're a football player at that school, you can't play for your school. So it's great that all these programs are back and trying to move in the right direction.
Well, and in the county, St. Mary's has started up a program as well, so it's good to see them. But they only did junior this year, and their plan is in 2 years they're going to do senior and junior. Yeah. So they have a plan.
Okay. Well, let's keep it going. Couple picks for Cass on this one, and now I think you talked to Coach Fitzgerald about this matchup. Ron, fill us in on the details you've got for this.
Yeah, it was a very, very close game. Didn't quite go Cass's way. They had some team issues is probably the best way of putting it. But Montcalm being gritty has been really, really hard hitting, and Owen Dixon had a great day. The defense played fantastic, and hey, proved me wrong, and go Cougars.
Yeah, and Joe coming in, double teaming, tag teaming on the Cass pick, but the Cougs pulling it off here. So any other thoughts here, gentlemen? Or we're
no, this is regardless of what may have happened on the other side of the field. For Montcalm's perspective, you got to control what you can control, and they put together a great game. That's a road playoff win, and that's huge.
Yeah, the boys from Highbury just getting the job done. I like it. So let's roll to the last one here, which I think I gotta say I was pretty pumped. I was looking at all the picks today and rolling up all the data on this one. As the sole, I guess myself and the poll had Clark Road. Had I picked Glendale on this one, I was 11 for 11.
Wow.
But this is my one pick I got
Wow.
wrong. Thank you, Noah Williams. I mean, good pick. Good
Yeah.
pick for sure.
Clark Road because of Clark Road.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, Glendale. I think you made it to this game. You
Yeah.
sent us a nice little post game. So give us some highlights.
Yeah, when I got there, it was about into the third quarter or so. But the game was close, and Glendale put it together. It had a great, strong second half of the third quarter and a fourth quarter. And talking to their quarterback afterwards, they said, again, it's tough that these teams played each other back to back.
Yeah.
And Glendale said, like, hey, last week, Clark Road, they threw for us. They threw on us for about 4 touchdowns. So, hey, we worked on improving our pass defense. And like we agreed, especially in 1 week, you're not adding a whole bunch of new wrinkles. So they adjusted. They tried to improve their pass defense. And within the game, tried to make some in-game adjustments and was able to pull away. So kind of nice to hear that, the preparation that Glendale put in, not saying Clark Road didn't, but that it paid off for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And a well-spoken young gentleman you got to do an interview
Yeah.
with there too. So we had our first man in the field kind of report from Coach Everett. So it's building out this empire one piece of content at a time. So
Do
we
what we
appreciate
can.
it.
Do what we can.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's. I think that is it for that round, and let's jump into this Banting. Roaring 6-5 W over STA, and hats off to myself and Everett in the poll for going Banting on this one. 50-50
Yeah.
split, boys. But again, no huddle, no content online. You guys have any details on this?
Oh, I was there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe was
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
game.
If you're a fan of bad football, it was great.
Okay.
Or special teams, but even those weren't that great. That was Thursday, I think, or Friday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Terrible rain and on and off, and both sides just completely lost. There's a comment on Rouges, like same deal here, right?
Yep.
Like Western Beast, STA, like all common thread there with the tough luck on the Rouge.
Yeah. So was this 2 field goals or what?
No, it was 5-5 going into overtime. This
Okay.
is 2 overtime.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty special.
And on that, the conditions were awful. STA and St. Joe's Juniors, we had played first, so the field was already kind of beaten up from a full game of those same conditions. So kind of already starting in not ideal field conditions.
Well, it looks like that's like a hockey score. A poorly
Yeah.
played hockey game, but like
Or a
it's,
baseball score.
Yeah, or baseball score. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it just didn't take 18 innings to get to this
No,
one. So.
no.
Well, let's roll to one of the bowl games. MTS pulling off an impressive 28-14 win over Lucas. And I think, we talked about it. I think, the poll and Coach Shervs being the only ones taking Lucas in this. I think MTS looks good. There's some quality grade 11s there. And Lucas, like we've said a couple of times now, just kind of banged up and didn't have an answer for some of the speed from MTS. So, look out for the Spartans next year, boys.
And their juniors are very good.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of those juniors are going to graduate out. And that's a team that went to the city championships at the junior level last year. Next year, we kind of said it all year, kind of the theme. Next year is the year for the Spartans, but that's just kind of like, that's where it kicks off for these guys.
Yep, absolutely. Well, let's roll into, no surprise here. The CCH across the board, 42-7. Hats off to Parkside for putting 7 points up, though. There's been a few teams that have put some, like Sab had 13 in the regular season, but I know they were kind of, struggling. But did you make it to this one?
No,
Everett,
I
or-
didn't. This was happening the same. Or no, sorry. This was happening the same time that St. Joe's Medway was, and I went to the St. Joe's Medway.
Yeah. So no surprises for the big CCH dub on this one. Sab pulling off an impressive 26-9 win. I think, we talked about going into this game, Sab really starting to get rolling here, getting on their feet. And, hats off to the boys for pulling this one off. So I did get one clip. I'm sorry. I didn't get a whole lot of clips sent to me this week. I did get one clip for Sab, but again, it was filmed on like a Motorola Razr, I think. So I promise if I had content, I'd put it up here, boys. But I think it was a passing play, but not too visible. But any surprises on this one?
October football.
Yeah.
Or going into
Yeah.
November now. Like they're going to run the ball. So
Yeah.
the teams with big lines, that's the score line.
And
Yeah.
speaking of big lines, in this game, Sab got 2 linemen who they, think at the start of the year were starting linemen. Again, some injuries for them, but they got 2 of their linemen back for this game. So kind of a similar theme to last year, where as the season went on, Sab got healthier. And so they're getting 2 healthy linemen. It helped prove them, and they have a big O-line, as people know. So a healthy big O-line, you can do something with that.
That's a big time matchup this week.
Yeah.
Well, and that's definitely where other teams are usually losing players late in the season. To pick up linemen, especially late in the season, I'll take it. I'll take it all day. Well, the Cowboys having themselves a nice little day, but Joe's putting up an impressive 28 points on Medway. So what do you have for us on this one? I think you were there.
The score, context is important for this one. This was 21-21 at half. This was 28-28 late in the third quarter. Medway, yes, pulled away at home in the fourth quarter. Late third, they got a field goal with, as kind of very late in the third quarter. Were able to pull away in the fourth, but St. Joe's put up a very tough fight. And the other thing, to add, again, more context, not putting away, Medway did what good teams do, is they find a way to win games, especially at home. St. Joe's had players that were starting in roles that they hadn't played all year, extremely banged up, players learning the offense this week to help in and join players never playing positions they've ever played before on the road in the playoffs. So, quite literally, Joe's just ran out of bodies. They were it was a banged up season for them. But despite all that, putting up 28 points on, again, a first place team on the other side. Yeah. It's a great effort.
Yeah, absolutely. Hats off to the boys at Joe's for sure. And I think we got our Dylan picks coming in here, maybe preemptively. But okay, here we go. Yeah, those are his picks for later. So, good stuff. And I believe this was, I think, Ron, you said it last week. This was sort of
this was the heavyweight fight of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And from what I hear, it was this close. There was some officiating that could have gone both ways, is what we're being told. But South came away with a win.
Yeah, it was interesting. No names to be named here, but I got a couple messages from some Oak Ridge people saying, "Dude, what are you picking South for?" Right? And I was like, honestly, well, I think Oak Ridge is strong. I just believe that Coach Stenning and the guys at South just find a way to pull a rabbit out of their hat in too many situations. And I wish I could have made it to this one. I was unfortunately out of town on a family thing, but that's why there was no stream last week. I know I got a couple questions on that too, but nice close game. Would love to see some film on this for sure. If I just need to probably just ask for somebody for their Google Drive link. But South pulling this one out. So let's flip into, let's have a look at the postseason scoreboard. Not to toot my own horn here, but
suck it, Instagram poll.
Yeah.
Finally, you're above it.
There you go.
I'll hold on to this for this week. Again, I was just looking at this going like, man, I'm rolling. And I've done the pick 'em all or 16-game parlay every weekend or whatever for the longest time with the NFL. Never hit that. But I mean, if I could have gone 11 for 11 in TVRA, could have been pretty nice. Everett, nice little tie with you and Ron here at second. Dylan and Joe beating the Instagram poll for the first time. So well done, guys. Let's pull this out. And as I was saying to the guys too before the broadcast, I reached out to all the teams, didn't get any clips from last week, so either nobody was filming or nobody cared to send in any content. But just so you know, if you are watching right now, you can send it to the Instagram or you can message me on the Instagram page and I'll give you a proper Google Drive. You can just drop your files in. Of course, we want to highlight the cool stuff you guys do in your games, so be sure to send that along. And then completely my bad. Coach Melrose got a concussion last week. I forgot to post the Player of the Week nomination form. So everybody's the Player of the Week. Good job. So
you get an award.
Getting a little light here, a little too casual late in the season here, but we'll get into it. But let's jump into it, boys. Why everybody's in the picks for the week. If you are watching right now, jump in the chat. I'd love to know you. Obviously, all 4 games are here on the screen. Throw your predictions in the chat right now. Let's highlight some of those as well. But let's get into it. Let's talk about Glendale. Saunders citywide, 2:15 on Friday. Joe, let's start with you.
Green and yellow. It's a terrible color combination. Timu Ticats. There's going to be wave after wave of Sabre.
I like it. Everett?
Early on in the season, Saunders won this matchup 36-7. I think the strength in this game is the defense of Saunders. They have multiple shutouts this season. 22-0, blanking East Elgin, blanking Clark Road, Strathroy, Beale. Those are games that some of them expect to win, but their defense is really good. And they have offensive consistency as well. They've consistently putting up 30-plus points. Glendale's defense, they've allowed 28 points in several games this year. So the math on that is leaning to more towards Glendale. What to watch for in this game? I think turnovers and special teams could be the X factor if Glendale wants to pull off what I think would be an upset in this game. But hey, if they hit a couple of deep shots early, momentum could swing in their favor. But, for me, this is kind of like the fresh slice of pizza at the pizza place right out of the oven. It's crisp, it's hot, it's going quick and early versus that slice that's been, under the heat lamp for a few hours in the afternoon. It's been picked over. So for that, I'm taking the fresh slice of pizza. The Sabres, I think they win by 2 touchdowns.
Okay, Ron?
I said it last week that there is an upset coming, and I believe this is the upset. I think the Gemini have gotten better and better and better as the season has gone on. If you look at their last 4 weeks, they've really dominated everybody. Now, again, step up of the competition, but again, really strong showing last week. And just all the momentum in the world to me says take Glendale. So I'm taking the Gemini.
They got speed or something? Like, what's
They
going
have
on?
a lot of speed.
All right.
They do.
Sure.
What I was also surprised at, again, having first seen them play the first time, there's maybe 25 players on that team.
Mhm.
I was like, where's the rest of the team? But that is their team. So they have lots of reps, and they do a good job,
Yeah, it's always impressive when a team can show up with low numbers and be very successful, and the other bench has 60 kids on it, right? But Sherv's coming up here saying that he believes Saunders is going to beat IDCI. I think he's got his games a little sideways, but I'm assuming he's picking Saunders for the win. And as much as I want to come on this Glendale train with you, Ron,
I'll lone wolf it.
I think I'm going to let you have the lone wolf pick. I think from what I've seen from Saunders, I think they pull ahead with this one for sure. So, and then I think we've got that's a preview. So thanks Neil Howell for jumping in. Again, if you got any thoughts on this Glendale Saunders, jump in. But more importantly, before we talk Montcalm and Ingersoll, you got me thinking pizza right now. What are you picking? The hot fresh slice, or do you want that one that's been there for a minute? And if you do get the one that's been there for a minute, are you going to reheat it, or are you just going right to the plate and going for it?
It depends on what the topping is. Like if the slice that's
cheese.
fresh out of the oven is like a Hawaiian, no chance.
No one's touching Hawaiian.
But I want the fresh one every day, all the time.
I don't mind. My pick's usually the one that's been there for a minute.
Really?
It's just settled. It's good. Joe, what's your thought on pizza?
If you got the hard meats like the pepperoni or any sort of meat lovers, sausage stuff, if it's been sitting there, like you said, it ages a little bit better. I don't know. I like Hawaiian though, so I'm a freak.
No.
All right, Ron, give us your pizza pick. And then we'll jump into
Pineapple
Montcalm.
does not belong on pizza. That's all I have to say. Hard stance. Give me a solid slice of hot, fresh pizza.
The freshie. Okay, perfect. Jump in the chat if you got an opinion on it. Let's talk Montcalm at Ingersoll, which really, it's a rematch. This was, we've seen this, and it's what these guys ended their regular season 4-0-1, right? And the boys from Montcalm looking good, Ingersoll looking good. This is a tough pick. Ron, I'm gonna let you start.
Montcalm has really impressed me since we saw them out in Strathroy that first time. I kind of really took notice of them going, okay, they've got some real playmakers there. But I said at the start of the year, this is a tier 1 offensive line. As the weather gets colder, the dominant offensive and defensive lines tend to take over. I think the Cinderella parade ends here for Montcalm. I'm taking the Bombers.
Okay, Bombers. Joe?
No, let's make a movie. I made a mistake not going with IDCI last week. We're going Blue Bombers.
Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go... I have proximity to Montcalm, so these guys don't look up where I live. But I think I'm going to take Bombers on this one too. You know what? When I saw them playing even against Saunders, it was a heck of a game. So yeah, I got to go IDCI. But Montcalm or Everett, hit me with it, brother.
So this one again, tough matchup. Why Ingersoll could win this game? I think. Well, they won the previous matchup first week of the season between these two teams. They played them before, and they've beat them, so they have that confidence, Ingersoll does, in their opponent against Montcalm. That means something for sure. They've got a big, talented offensive line, like has been well documented and said week after week, so, they can lean on teams. They can move piles. They can let their backs run downhill, all those types of things. Balanced scoring, we've seen it from this team all year. Multiple weapons, structured and disciplined. They finish drives, they execute. They can win the game. Montcalm's got some points here too. Montcalm this year, they've story of the year. They got their first win in 7 years this year. Lucky number 7. All right. They didn't win just once though. They won 3 times in the regular season. You know what they say? Good things. They come in threes, right? So last week, their first playoff game in 7 years, a road game in Woodstock, College Ave. Well-established football program. They win a tight game. That was not just a fluke. It was a statement win. What does that statement tell you? That Montcalm, this year's team, they can handle pressure in tough, hostile environments. Their first playoff win, that was their first playoff win in 17 years.
Wow.
Another 7. So you're there. There we go. The destiny is starting to spell itself.
A lot of numerology going on.
Numbers. Not a numbers guy, but I will be a numbers guy. Montcalm is playing free. There's no pressure. There's no expectations. Ingersoll, if you look at this game on paper, they have to win. I'm looking at it on paper here, right here. Montcalm, they can play spoiler here. Playoffs, it's not about records. They're about moments. And Montcalm's been finding the moments all year long. They've been finding them. First I thought this was a Blue Jays, pregame show, but I was wrong. So I'll get into my proper uniform, which just so happens to be. Oh, we got the Montcalm. Give me the Cougars.
The Lee Corso headwear pick.
Cougars. Let's go. So you're picking the Cougars. All right, yeah, I got you.
I'm picking the Cougars. Do we have a headset for the mascot? Here.
We can hear you.
It doesn't go. There we go. There we go. Cougars. Claw.
All right. If anybody super chats $10 right now, I'll make sure Everett wears that thing for the rest of the broadcast. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Neil Howell in the chat right now saying Montcalm IDCI is on Thursday. Okay, thank
That
you.
makes sense
Yeah. All right,
based
cool.
on the location of those games.
Yes, it does. So let's. I just can't take this guy serious. And before we jump into the South game too, Fogty GDDD. Which game are you streaming on Friday? I'm going to be doing the Medway Sab game on Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll be at Citywide. I don't have time to get out to one password. So good luck to South and CCH. So why don't we start with the Cougar? Cougar, what is your thoughts? South at CCH, one password, 215.
Hold on, I can't.
Cougars got to take the Lion, right?
We'll see. Hold on.
Smells like broccoli haircuts and
I was
cafeteria
actually
burgers and that
impressed.
thing.
This one, it actually has a fan in it.
What?
No
Which,
way.
That's fancier than Dudley.
Yeah, I know. That's next level right there. Because if you've never put on a mascot costume before, or a mascot or a headgear, or it's Halloween this week, if you wore a mask growing up, it gets hot and sweaty in those things.
It certainly does.
South against CCH.
Rewind.
Yes.
Yeah, rewind. I'll start here.
Yeah, go for it.
I think South pulling off an impressive win last week. As I said earlier, pulling a tad bit of a rabbit out of their hat for sure. I thought Oak Ridge, definitely showed up, kept it nice and close. I think, the challenge here being too many too many dogs on this CCH team, and I also got to send a shout out to the Fertin Elk Nation. May it rest in peace here. And in true form here, I'm going to dedicate my CCH pick to the fallen Fertin Elk Nation. So Shervs is also picking CCH. Ron, what are your thoughts on this one?
I've been the biggest South supporter this year on the panel. I took them to win that conference and kind of avoid this game until the championship. But South season, I think, comes to an end. They've just got way too many weapons out there. Troopish is having a great year. Jed Super Trooper.
The Super Trooper.
I'm taking Catholic Central.
Okay. Everett?
South is physical, a program that find ways to win in the playoffs when it comes. We saw it last week, a tough, gritty, close win against a good Oak Ridge team. But I think they're running into a CCH team that's firing on all cylinders and then some, right? Loaded offense, we've talked about. They've got speed up front, their defensive, offensive lines, speed everywhere, threats everywhere. I think really they have too many weapons. South, they might want to, if they can make it ugly, they've got a chance, but I think that CCH's explosive plays give them the edge here. In this one, CCH is like that Spotify Premium, smooth, controlled, unlimited skips, where South, they're still listening to ads. So I'm going Spotify Premium. Give me the Crusaders.
I like it. Joe, round us off here, brother.
South's reward for a tough fought win last week is to get point maxed this week. So hopefully South doesn't, but it's Crusaders.
Yeah, absolutely.
On a note, Catholic Central started the year in the Ontario coaches poll at number 7. They're up to number 2 now.
Well, that means a lot.
I know,
Yeah.
but I will point that out
It's
for
true,
the
yeah.
Crusader people.
I do like to just to recap here. The Shervs did pick Saunders and Ingersoll. He's also picking CCH by 50. And Dan Patton in the chat right now says the curse of the Everett rant. LOL. Good,
Wow.
didn't work out well for Parkside Joes, or could it also be true about Montcalm? But I like it.
Hey.
You're just like you're famous
I don't know.
now, buddy.
I'm not famous.
You're more than famous. You're
Originally,
infamous.
earlier in the season, everybody said it was the LFTV curse, as if we all picked a team.
Yeah.
It was like being on the cover of Madden. All right, let's keep it rolling. Sab at Medway. Joe, let's start with you. Sorry.
No,
I'm like that server that asks a question as soon as you try and take a bite of your food.
No. Game of the week. I'm going to try. This is Friday, so I'll try and get out to that one as well.
Yep.
Both teams have good lines. We talked about that number 1 on Medway before. It's the 3 of them on SAB plus whoever they've picked up from the injury report, I guess. And on turf, right? So speed matters a little bit more. If you get an extra bit of a hole, that negates that a little bit. But I'm going SAB.
Okay. One pick, Sab. Everett.
Me? Sab's getting healthy at the right time. I said they got a couple of linemen back. That's going to help them be able to hopefully run the ball a little more effectively, which, you need speed. You got to be able to run the ball. So look for that to hopefully, again, this is last week they got them in. Now it's another week. You need that chemistry and meshing, especially on, offense, defensive lines. So hopefully that is improved a little more for Sab's perspective. And so if if say Medway stacks the box because they're, wanting to prevent that run play, well, I think that Sab has if you want to take a poll of what quarterback do you want to, if you need to drop back and make a pass, go deep, a lot of people might pick Sab's quarterback, Sweeney. So and they've got the receivers to be able to maybe try and bounce it outside. So I think that's going for Sab's perspective. Medway, they run the ball. Everyone knows it. Last week, and they still do it. That's how you do it and run. Their whole identity, I was watching the game last year. Their whole identity, they overload one side or they motion to whatever the way the motion is going. They run the ball. They try and outnumber you, and they run it right at you. Last week against St. Joe's, I said context matters. That's a win, but, St. Joe's was held together with, some duct tape and heart, and in a good way. Medway did what good teams do, and they finish at home. But that was not Medway dominating start to finish. Their passing game also, I'm not sold on it. I think it's kind of a little bit of like a one-read type of throw. So if you stop the run, you stop Medway. So Medway, they know exactly who they are. But I think Sab at this point is they're becoming who they think they're supposed to be. They're healthy, physical, dangerous. Last week I said I believe in the Bulldogs. I do again this week. Give me the Bulldogs.
All right. One pick, Bulldogs. Shervs is still hitching his wagon to the Cowboys, picking Medway. Ron, what are you thinking?
I struggled with this one all week. This is probably the best matchup of the year, really. Like, not only of the week, but of the year. These are two contrasting styles. The big, physical, hard-pounding Medway offensive line, the defensive line, the run game, and everything else. They've got a difference maker at defensive end, and Mr. Cantor, number one. For me, it comes down to the weather's supposed to be good. It's not supposed to be, rainy or sleety. It might be a little bit windy. Quarterback matchup, big advantage for Sab. I'm taking the Bulldogs.
Okay, Bulldogs. Before my pick, Mason Thorne jumping in here saying Sherville's still mad. Sure.
He is. You're correct, sir, from the internet.
Tuliker
he absolutely
saying Everett
is.
has got to make it to a Montcalm game. We'll try and make that happen.
If he actually cared for you,
Yeah.
he would.
Hey, no. I work in St. Thomas. Where's your game on Thursday? In St. Thomas. I will be there.
Let's
There
go.
you
baby.
go.
Let's go.
You
Let's
bringing the
go.
Cougar
I
head?
mean,
No, I got to return. So
Yeah, exactly.
I can't.
Nathan Bossy or Nishan Bossy saying dogs are hungry for some cowboy. And by the way, Medway hasn't played on turf. That was the next thing I was going to make a reference to is this will be the first time both of those guys get a little turf game, which changes the game drastically, especially when you're used. Now, it's a decent field at Medway. There's this big bump by the visitors bench that's been there for the last 5 years. I volunteers tribute to helping level that out at some point.
20 years.
Yeah, so it's been there for a hot minute. I think it's going to change it. Sweeney's played a lot of games on turf in the summertime, but I'm, you know what? My power rankings at the beginning of the season had Medway number 1 in this division for a reason. Man, did I get the rest of it wrong? But I got Medway right? And I think you've got a guy named Weston Gower that can make the big play on defense, and you can also just hand the ball to this kid when Charles Landry decides he's tired. All of that said, I'm taking the boys on this one. Give me the boys from Arva. And that'll wrap up our picks for this weekend, fellas.
This is a really, really good definition of how good this game is.
Mm-hmm.
Half our poll, 3 people are with Medway, or actually 3 people are with the Bulldogs, 2 people are with Medway. I really hummed and hawed on it. I came into tonight thinking, I think I'm taking the Cowboys. I think I'm taking the Cowboys.
As I said it.
Yeah, like it was. It's going to be a great game. Good luck to all the teams playing this weekend, and come out of it healthy.
Yeah, well, so I'll give you a little, normally we don't share the poll numbers until next week. The poll had Saunders at 84%. The poll had IDCI at 63%. They had CCH at 80%. And Medway only at 57% here. I think,
It's a good game.
Yeah,
It's-
this is...
And I don't mean like Medway, I said they're going to run the ball and they still, it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And sports, like, until you give them a reason to not do it, like they do it well. So why wouldn't they keep doing it? But
Nathan Cantor could really affect this game coming off the edge.
Yeah.
He really could. There's that one reason, number one.
Yeah. It's
that-
pretty wild, even with Nathan Cantor, like only got to play. He was hurt in the summer and like really, still played, did the Team O thing. And then, came back and absolutely hit it. And the most important thing we need to talk about this evening, it's very important. We need to wish Heather Summers a very, very, very big happy birthday with your son, Nathan, and all the boys at CCH. Happy birthday.
Mama Summers.
Can I do one more?
Yes.
My mom turns 83 today.
Wow.
So happy birthday to my mom.
Wait a minute, Ron. You're 71. How does that
No.
get here?
Not quite.
It's nobody I know's birthday. It's my mom's birthday actually next week.
Marcelinus
gotta get her
Farag
something.
is saying dogs want it more. So we got another Sab believer out there. So
This is going to be a great game.
yeah, I think it's going to be good. Again, the plan right now is to go stream that game, Sab Medway.
It's great that it's at 2:15 in the middle of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone can get to it.
And I'll just put dibs for that headset on you when you show up, Joe, and we'll get it done. If you do want to get involved, I'd love to have at least another camera guy too, so we can get somebody in the end zone. That'd be slick. But yeah, definitely shoot me a DM on the Instagram page. So bit of a short broadcast this week, fellas. I know we were trying to make the Kelsey's thing happen. Mr. Cross, I meant to reach out to you. Maybe we'll do I think the vision maybe next week is we'll try and get all the head coaches, or at least a coach from each of the 4 final teams, or the final, to Kelsey's. Tonight would have been tough because there's a ball game on and we didn't want to take too many tables away from them too, right? So we'll get that sorted, but
as long as you have wings, Krause's going to be there.
exactly right.
But again, hey, if people want to show up, like we're kind of planning on it.
Yeah, the plan is if we go there next Tuesday, we'd love like a proper like studio audience. I want to get people involved. I want some coaches there. I know, we'll probably get somebody. The Mustangs are already promoting their winter camp, so we'll get somebody to talk to us about that. And we'll just keep it rolling. So yeah, it would be really slick to do sort of our finals preview.
If the teams, if the teams in the finals want to bring their headgear, I'll do a headgear.
I like it. We're the mascot dance competition at Kelsey's. Well, fellas, I think some exciting games this week. I'm looking forward to it. We'll definitely try and get more content. There's only 4 games going on here, so hopefully somebody can turn a camera on at some point so we can see what happened if we can't make it out to it. But yeah, any final thoughts here, boys, or we'll shut her down nice and early tonight so we can all go catch that Jays game.
There's going to be great football played by in 4 games here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if I go 0-4. Wouldn't be surprised.
Right. Yeah.
Playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, like anyone, and anyone can win these games. Just make sure that we don't take a penalty late in there that can affect next week's game.
And let's hope nobody gets hurt.
Exactly.
100%. Well,
And happy Halloween.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, this is
Actually, maybe I should be this for Halloween. Be a cougar.
Joe. Final thoughts.
Thanks,
sir?
Mr. Lynch.
We're good.
All right, good stuff. Well, for all of us here at London Football TV Live, we'll see you next week, and good luck to everybody this week.
Timu